Hi everyone, Melissa here, and I'm back with another success story this week. If you watched my video last week, you saw a success story of a client of mine who got rid of some third parties and is going to be moving in with her specific person and moving forward in that relationship. And this is kind of a part two follow-up to that, because she also had some success manifesting money and things with her career. So I wanted to share that that story, and I intend that this helps you if you are someone who is struggling financially, or maybe you're trying to find a new job, or just working on creating abundance in your world. Hopefully you will watch this video and this will be a great example of someone else who had success, and if they can do it, you can do it too. And it's really simple, and it starts with a shift in your mindset. Okay, and before I get into the story, the success story, I am available for one-on-one coaching. The link for that will be in the description of this video. If you need specific help with your specific circumstances, helping to navigate those, figure out your new mental diet, your new story, to help start perceiving the circumstances in a different way so that you push out a wanted experience, I would love to help you. Link will be in the description. I also have some courses, affirmation bundles. Money is one of the subject matters, specific person, communication. There's a bunch. So all of that will be in the description of this video. Okay, so let's get into the success story. I'm just going to read the email she sent in, and then we'll go through a few things that she mentions. Okay. Hi, Melissa. Here's my money manifestation, and I'm glad that it will help people. It's so emotional for me to think that emotional for me to know that you think it about me, and here's my success stories of money. For as long as I can remember, I've had financial problems managing or earning money, but I'd studied hard enough to get well-paid jobs, and even if my jobs only lasted a few months or even less than 5 years, I always had the mindset to say to myself, I can always find a well-paid job, and that made me feel better about paying for everything. Since I started coaching with you, Melissa, I finally had the faith that the permanent place I was aiming for in a certain career was going to be there this year. I filled out my file again for 2025, and even if I have to try again in 2026, because it's a really huge file with lots of constraints to present, I know I'm absolutely certain that I'll make it, because now I definitely feel I'm right for the job. When it came to money, I finally changed my mindset and thought bigger than myself, namely that there were thousands of people in the world receiving money every day, and that I was part of that world too. So I too could receive money. I manifested more than 10,000 euros in one go, and that enabled me to settle some debts. It happened in June last year, and since then I've maintained this mindset. I tell myself that the universe is never late and that it's always going to help me pay for everything and I see it materialize because I always receive something free, or I'm regularly given money. For example, at Christmas, I received a gift from one of my relatives who doesn't particularly care for me, LOL, and I thanked him in my heart very sincerely. Observing all the little gifts that the universe gives me and keeping it simple by giving thanks has changed my mindset. But above all, you have to tell yourself that when you need money, it's only temporary and that everything passes. And that's what helped me to remain confident and have faith. Something that helped to release my fear when it came to money and to keep me to stay in my knowingness of money will appear. I always think the universe is never late and money will come from known and unknown sources. And I feel gratitude for it. I hope this will help people. Okay, so first let's talk about her work situation, because she didn't go into so much detail in this one, but she's been manifesting a career in a specific area with a specific place for a long time, and she kept getting rejected. And if you've watched my last week's video, she had a really strong story in her mind that she wasn't good enough, and that pushed out into every area of her life. In her love relationships, in her financial situation, and job situations. You know, she was never getting chosen for the opportunities that she wanted, and she was never in the career that she wanted. You know, she said in that email she had a good story about how she could always find a well-paying job. So that ended up showing up for her, but it never was her dream job and the money that she really wanted. And she was always, even if she had a well-paying job, she was always struggling paycheck to paycheck, not having enough, always in worry mode. And when you are constantly worrying about something, you are just going to perceive more things to worry about. You're just going to perceive more things, especially related to that one thing you're worrying about. It's just going to get amplified, right? So if you're worrying about not having enough money, it's going to keep showing up in so many places, because remember, where you focus your attention is what grows, right? Like your awareness is your superpower. So if you are aware of constantly never having enough, that's all you're going to see everywhere is not enough. And it can show up in any area of your life. So not enough health, not enough wealth, not enough love. It's all the same story. You're perceiving, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough. That's going to push back to you. And so that's what she was experiencing over and over again until she really squashed that I'm not good enough story. And you don't even have to know where it comes from. You don't have to do hours and months and years of digging at why you don't believe you're good enough. You just have to start changing your mind about it. When you have a thought, it's instant. So in one thought, if you're saying I'm not good enough, but then in the next second, you're like, I'm the best. And you keep up that mentality of I'm the best, you're going to experience I'm the best identity in the circumstances that push out in your reality. And that's as simple as it is. It's always, what are you telling yourself is true about you and about your circumstances? If you believe that nothing is changeable, you're going to experience that nothing ever changes. If you believe that you're just never going to have enough, you're going to experience that you just never have enough. Maybe you'll come into a lot of money, but then all of a sudden it'll be gone quick. And guess what? You're right back to, it's never enough. I never have enough. If you perceive that you're really smart and good at your job, but you're not good enough, you're never going to get that promotion over somebody else, or maybe you won't get the raise that you want, right? So it's really just about, look at whatever problem you are confronted with, whatever circumstance you're experiencing that is really something you don't like, that is really making you feel bad, or just exactly opposite of what you want to be experiencing, and ask yourself, what am I believing is true right now? What am I telling myself is true about this right now? If it's, let's talk about bills. If it's related to a bill, you get a bill in the mail, or somebody calls you and says, hey, you owe money. If you experience that circumstance and then you start feeling terrible and you're like, I literally don't have the money to pay for this. There's no money in my bank account. I have no way to pay this bill. You're perpetuating that perceived truth in your experience. You're perpetuating that in your reality. So how do you break that cycle? How do you stop it? You notice what's showing up. You acknowledge it. You don't ignore it. You say, okay, right now it seems like I don't have enough. Well, I don't want to experience that truth anymore. So I need to shift my perspective. I need to shift my mindset. I'm going to start perceiving, okay, maybe I didn't have enough in this moment, but money always comes to me. This is going to work itself out. Everything's going to be okay. Every single day I make more money. Money is constantly showing up in my experience. I'm always able to pay my bills. You have to start somewhere. And if you can't believe your new story right away, that's okay. A lot of times it helps to go general or to kind of like get a little less like, so like, let's say you're like, I need $10,000 right now. If it's really hard for you to believe that $10,000 is magically going to appear via somebody giving it to you, or you get a refund, or you win money, or whatever it is, like if that's hard for you to believe, then back it down to money's coming to me today. Somehow, some way, money's coming to me today. I make some kind of money every single day. I make at least $1 every day. It's easy for me to see where money comes from. Money, it's easy to be abundant. It's easy to have enough money. I have multiple sources of income. Every day, my financial situation gets better. Every day, I experience more money in my world. Go back it down. So maybe it's not so specific, and keep playing around with that. Find an affirmation that you could be like, okay, I could buy that. That's possible. It's totally true that every day my money situation could get better. It's totally true that I could make more money today. It's totally possible that I could receive a large amount of money today. Even if I can't see how or where it could come from, it's possible it could happen. It's totally possible that I have more money than I know about right now. It's totally possible that someone is right now thinking about sending me money. It's totally possible that I can afford this bill, that I can come up with the money for this bill. Go general and start building it up, becoming more positive and I don't want to say hopeful. You got to start changing your mood about it. You got to start changing your story about it in order for you to experience something different. And so that's really what she did. She went from I'm not good enough, I never have enough, to I'm always supported. A lot of people like to say the universe supports me, the God within me supports me, I support me. It doesn't matter how you choose to identify it as, God, your higher self, the universe, whatever, but it's just, you got to start somewhere. Because right now, if you're struggling, you're starting from the story of I'm not supported, there's never enough, I'm not good enough, I can't have it, I don't have it, it's not here yet. And from that mindset, you're only ever going to keep experiencing that. So how do you change your experience with whatever it is you're trying to manifest? You start assuming something better. You start affirming, thinking, declaring, deciding, choosing a thought that equals something better than what you're currently experiencing. And you allow that to be possible. You allow for it to unfold in your experience by not rejecting it, by not arguing against it in your mind. We are very logical. And so sometimes people struggle when they start telling a new story and then they're like, well, I can't figure out how this could possibly happen. I don't know anybody that's going to give me tons of money. I'm not getting a raise at my job. I only make this much. I can only get this many hours. My company doesn't give raises. It's only possible for me to make this much money. We are immediately trying to disprove it. We're trying to find reasons why it can't happen. But I challenge you, find reasons why it can. Argue for why it is possible with yourself. Write down a list of all the reasons why it could happen for you, why it is possible for you. If you can't think of any, like I said, go general. Somehow, some way, I'm getting money today. Somehow, some way, this bill is getting paid. Somehow, some way, I am financially abundant. Somehow, some way, my financial situation gets better and better every day. Somehow, some way, I'm receiving a ton of money today. Start somewhere. But you gotta shut down those thoughts of I can't have it, it's not possible for me, in order to change your story and for you to experience it. So I love this story. This client was able to manifest a big chunk of money to pay off some debts and get herself right side up. And then she's been really hustling with her mindset regarding her career. And now all that stuff is pushing out too. She's had some amazing opportunities come her way for the job situation. And now she knows she's good enough and she's owning it. And it's all just flowing to her. And that can be true for you too. So if you need help with your specific story about money or job or anything, find out what you're telling yourself is true about it that you don't like, and that's how you know what you need to change. And I'm always here to help. I would love to help you. Let's tackle those unwanted stories and get you to experience the abundance that is right here, just waiting to show up for you. Okay? All right. I intend this video helped you. I intend you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.